People think they're entrepreneurs.
Think if I could take you to a
Well, a tremendous amount of tattoos.
Holy shit. He said what?
This guy wanted to piss off the elites. Watch this.
Oh yeah, here's the owl statue and the altar. Just as hollow as the last time I was here. No way. There's a light on in here. It's locked though. And you can kind of see what's in there. You know, I've always wanted to piss on an altar. And you'd think if we were gonna have any problems, we would have already had problems.
He got caught in the end because...
Wait, please don't ever do this. Don't go to other people's things that they believe and go pee on them or something. That just feels weird. Why are you taking a piss on them? You stop it. You stop it. Next, they're gonna take pisses on you. Is that what you want? Turn it into a pissing con? Welcome back, goons. We're watching Explore the Weird. Hey! Hey! Things are getting quite reckless in my algorithm right now. I got more weird, strange, crazy For You page content. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain. Yeah.
Broke people care deeply about what you think, because that's why broke people are always giving you advice, because they're afraid that you're going to outpace them because you're doing smart things. Most people that aren't broke don't give a crap what you think.
Damn it, I care what everyone thinks, so that means I'm still broke. Damn it! Damn it! Wait, but at the same time, I like caring. I like to know what's happening. I like to know that there are goons that care as well, that I'm caring.
I just learned one of the most ridiculous things about Germany. And you're not going to believe it, because I didn't believe it, because it doesn't make any sense. People in Germany have beef with this one name. This one name. And you're not going to believe it. You're going to think that it's... People in Germany have beef with the name Kevin. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's like this. Hey man, it's really nice to meet you. Like, what's your name? Oh, my name is Klaus. Klaus is my name. What's your name? Oh, my name is Kevin. Kevin. Oh, okay. Is there something wrong? Like, does Kevin mean like a slur? Does it mean like the German N-word? No, it's just Kevin, there's a joke that Kevins are kind of stupid, Wait, so y'all literally like have a whole stigma behind the name Kevin? Yeah, for a long time in the 90s, if your name was Kevin, we was just, but it's not like that now. Like, there's plenty of famous Kevins that are great. Okay, then tell me these Kevins that are so great. Well, there's Kevin Hart, there's Kevin Durant, and then there's Kevin.
Wait, who was the last Kevin? Kevin Bacon? That was the only Kevin that came to me, but I didn't even remember the Kevin Hart one. Damn it, I should have known that. I watched him in that movie with The Rock. Wait, oh my god, this is interesting. I was assuming that she was going to say Kanye, or HH, or something of that sort, but I was very wrong.
Recently discovered that our whole world used to be covered in mosaics. And it's so sad to me that this history has just been erased. Like, imagine how beautiful the planet used to be. Some people are even theorizing that this could be like a ceiling to another building, or that this is what roads used to look like. They're even being discovered underwater. Like, look at what this turned into. It's huge. Found this one in Turkey, and it's insane. Look how it like rolls with the hills. I'm talking all over the world. Like, this one was found in London. Here's another photo of the discovery. They found this one all the way in Turkey over by the water. These mosaics were under the water in Italy, and they're finding so many underwater. And then this is all the way in Syria. And then this one, it was found in Morocco. I love all of the different animals on it. Another thing that I'm loving is like each culture seems to have its own type of mosaic, their own take on it. These are really like all over the world though. They're everywhere. You just have to dig deep enough in order to find them. And it's so crazy to me that there are so many things in this world that got buried up and lost in time. Like, it makes you wonder what more is underground that we don't know about. Things even deeper than this. Come over here for longer videos.
Everything is underground. That's where it's happening. The green-skinned children are underground. The reptilians are underground. The aliens are underground. Everything that's happening is underground. King Kong is underground. Godzilla's underground. They're all underground. You don't understand. There's a hollow earth. Sorry. Yeah, I have seen the mosaics. I've been to Italy. I've been to Pompeii. I've seen those mosaics. And I don't think they were necessarily always used in streets. They were definitely used where they lived and resided residentially or commercially. But interesting. Cool.
Scientists just turned light into a solid, and it flows like a liquid. For the first time ever, researchers in Italy have created a quantum supersolid using only light, a bizarre state of matter that defies physics as we know it. Over a decade ago, they showed light could act like a fluid, but now they've taken it further. Solid light that flows. Are we unlocking new dimensions of reality?
Yo, I have never seen the video. I have seen people say they made like a new thing, like it's a new solid matter that we never knew. Man, that is crazy with the light too. That looked like a little wave pool in there. Imagine we turn this into like an amusement ride. Can we try? Can we make it bigger? Can we all ride the light? Anyone else want to ride the light? Just still look into the light. That's what they say, right? Oh boy, Teddy, I'm not ready for the light. I'm turning it around.
Anxiety simply means I don't know why I'm here. That's all the anxiety you need. I don't even know why I'm here. How can I not be anxious? Anxious is not like fear. Fear means there's something scaring me. Anxiety is, you can't define it. You can't point a finger at it. It's just overall feeling of aimlessness.
I understand that people that go through anxiety attacks need help. So don't just shrug them off. Understand if this is something you can aid them in. And if you can't and you're not a responsible person to help aid them, just walk away. Don't egg them on. Don't do the things. Hey, panic attacks are a thing. Anxiety attacks are a thing too. Hey, just be self-conscious with your own self if you need to. Just be selfish and just walk away at times. If you don't understand, it's better to be silent. It's better to be silent and look stupid than say something and everyone think you're sorry.
Did you hear Elizabeth Holmes is getting back into the health tech world? In 2003, Elizabeth Holmes founded a company called Theranos and was heralded the new Steve Jobs. She claimed to have invented a blood test device that could test for a bunch of illnesses with just a drop. And she got tons of investors and partnered with Walgreens on the device. Well, it was revealed to be a complete fraud, and Holmes got 11 years in a federal prison. But now her husband, Billy Evans, is raising eyebrows with his new startup. Because suddenly, without warning, he's founded a new blood testing startup called Hey Manthus. So his new thing is also a blood test startup company, and she's in jail and says that she's not working on it at all, but people are very skeptical.
You can get a lot of information from blood, and then they can tell you, like, your future, basically.
They can't tell you as much as you want, but a lot. You can learn a lot.
I think her 11 years is proof that that was wrong. But what about Manthus?
Hey Manthus.
Hey man, this is a good idea to invest in.
That's a good slogan.
Dude, I just thought of that.
Hey Manthus, it is not a good idea. Hey, Elizabeth Holmes already tricked the entire world. She said a drop of blood could give her all the blood test results you ever need, that we don't need to take vials. And then in the end, it didn't work. Even when they took that drop of blood, they said the results were inconclusive and made you go to a place and get full vial blood anyway. They literally did the same exact thing they were already doing, plus they took a prick of your blood and did nothing with it. Yeah, this tech is not, or wasn't ready at that time. It may be available now and we can do the things now, but at the time, Elizabeth Holmes, she was 100% a scammer. Now that we got the husband out, I'm not sure about this Hey Manthus, but I ain't feeling any of this. After Theranos, no Manthus for me. None of this.
One times one is what?
1 times 1 should equal 2.
What is 1 multiplied by 1? I'm going to explain multiplication with division. Cell division. So here is 1 cell. So the cell has a nucleus and 3, let's call them proteins. A cell multiplies by dividing itself. So first it's going to make an exact copy of everything in the cell. This is the cell preparing to divide. Next step would be the actual division. Cells just copy and paste. So this is going to split up here, and this is going to split down here. So now you're going to have this cell with its own nucleus, this cell with its own nucleus, and they all have the circle they've got the square, and they've got the, is this it? Triangle. So you took one cell, it divides by copying itself, and then now you have two exact cells. So in order for this cell to divide into two cells, it had to multiply itself. It had to create an exact copy. So 1 multiplied by itself is 1 creating a copy of itself. This is the first copy, and this is the second. It's split up to 2. 1 multiplied by itself is always going to be a greater number. You are increasing. So yeah, 1 times 1 is 2. Our English is wrong, our calendar is wrong, our math is wrong.
Hey, it's your timeline. It's whatever you want it to be. In my timeline, I'm still saying 1 times 1 equals 1. But in some people's timeline, it equals 2. And in other people's timelines, I have questions. Hey, if 1 times 1 is equaling 2 in your timeline, what is 1 times 0? Let's use the cell division. Let's do it. Is it going to be 1? Is it going to be 0? Is it going to be 2? What's it going to be? It's cell division. 1 times, you stop it. I'm just trying to use your logic. I'm sorry. I can't see it in your timeline, buddies. I can't. 1 times 1 is still 1 in my timeline. It just don't make sense. We're not doing division. We're doing straight multiplication. Next, tell me 1 times 0 or 0 times 1. I just want to know. I just want to use the same metaphor. Show it. No, Teddy, it's not 0. It's going to be 2.
Sometimes people think they're entrepreneurial. They're not. And when I tell them, you're not an entrepreneur, I said, yes, I am. I said, no, you're not. You're a CEO waiting to get fired or get a big bonus, but you're not an entrepreneur. There's only one way to tell if you're an entrepreneur. My idea of it is you're in your bed at night, and you're staring up at that ceiling, and you look over to your sweetheart and you say, we're not going to be able to pay ourselves this month. We're going to pay our employees, but we're not going to pay ourselves. When you have to go without to make it right, that's how you know who you are.
Wait, why did they make the other guy look like the bad guy? Was the other guy like the guy that wasn't doing the things, and this guy's the one that is doing the things? He's like the Macy's CEO, you know? I heard he gave out all his money to make sure his Macy's brand stays up, and he didn't end up taking as much. It's interesting. I'm sure he still got a fair amount, but still, it's nice that some people are like that. Now I'm like, what do the goons do? Hey, are you staring up at the ceiling at the middle of the night and you turn to look to your significant other and you start telling them the goon things, but instead of telling them about paying things, you start listing off all the things that you started believing in because you started watching all the things that Teddy watches, and now you're like, am I spiraling, or am I just listing the things? Do I believe these things, or am I just, hey, the main thing is, at that moment, you were a goon. And just like then, I need your help now. You're a goon. You need to do the goon things. Can you interact with this video and a future video and watch it more than 50% of the way through? That's the only way we can grow in the algorithm. It seems to be working. The more goons that are doing that, YouTube's going, yeah, goons like watching this guy's content, and they're helping push it a little bit more than before. So if you guys are trying to do the goon things, you're stuck in the middle of the night, you don't know what to tell your significant other, let's watch some Teddy videos. That's the right thing. Do the goon things. Thank you. Love you.
Someone with a tremendous amount of tattoos. Almost always they have high anxiety. People who modify the body a lot, whether it be tattoos all over, a lot of piercings, very high likelihood they have tremendously high levels of anxiety. You meet a dude who acts tough, usually has high anxiety. My dad had a different diagnosis. He had NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. If I know you have NPD, I know you almost always have low anxiety. These don't go together. If you're a woman, there's certain questions you'll know that women have borderline personality disorder. Women have it about 4 times more than men. Men are more likely to be psychopathic. Women are more likely to have BPD. You'll almost never meet a psycho woman. A practical example of psychopathy is the ability to kill a stranger. Women don't kill strangers. They have a list of like the last 1,000 serial killers. It was like 6 women, 994 men. There's patterns. So some of the magic trick of reading people is just understanding the.
Wait, so what does that mean? Don't trust people with tattoos and body model? I'm gonna trust everybody. You don't know. They could all just be a face and an act. You don't know the real soul. You gotta learn. You can't just judge a book by its cover. That's like the first thing they tell you not to do. But this guy's like, hey, all the demons are hiding, so you need to judge. If they got the tattoos and body modifications, they're probably psychopaths, anxiety, and narcissists. Like, yeah, I don't understand. How do you just... usually this guy's content's pretty good. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it. Interesting. Hey, you got tattoos? I still think highly of you. I always think highly of a lot of people, especially if they're...
What would you think if I could take you to a place where the 200 fallen angels built a boardroom for them to all meet?
It would have to be at the top of a finished pyramid, at the end of a pointed sword, with a phoenix right there into the front yard. And if you clicked inside of it, it would have a round table where they could all meet together, all 200 of them. And if you go right inside the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation, I'm going to show you their boardroom. All 200 delegates meet right here in the top of this finished pyramid. It's one of the only finished pyramids I've ever seen in my life. And if you click on that little mark right there, it's going to take us down inside that hole. And that's what's underneath the Palace of the Peace and Reconciliation, where the 200 fallen angels meet. That sun shines right through the middle of that table that holds 200 people, and it goes all the way down to the middle of the floor in the basement, which is the amphitheater, and that's where all the people can meet. It says 200 seats for the world's religious meetings. Chapter 3 in Enoch 1 tells you that there were 200 fallen angels that descended in that day, and right there it tells you the names of those people, and they were the leaders of 10. I've never heard of anybody even mention this place or a Christian telling me that they went there. Okay, click on the U.S. Embassy in Astana and then zoom down right down the street and you'll see that portal right there. I thought this was super weird, but there's no pictures of it. So if you go across the street and click on that little blue dot right across the river, and then roll that thing around right there and you're going to see this. It's like a portal to me.
Yeah, that does look like a portal of sorts. What would it be? Is that like a Ferris wheel or something? Is this an art exhibit? Does it do like lighting at night? I have many questions. I have heard of the Kazakhstan, Borat. I have heard of this place, and I hear it's a pyramid of sorts. Hey, my only question is, once that reset happens, is this pyramid gonna outlast the ones that are in Egypt? Probably not. I feel like it's made with metal and plastics. It's gonna freaking melt away and no one's gonna even know that we had a pyramid. It's like, dude, we had a pyramid. You don't even understand. But the only pyramids they're gonna see are the ones in Egypt that are built out of stone and can continue to sustain. Unless there's a reset and everything gets covered up again. It's a whole new thing, and then they gotta uncover. Spiraling.
This is the most important mural that's ever been created in human history. It tells us everything. In this depiction, and I want to break it down, the two beings on the other end are the Anuna. That's why they have wings, and that's why the horns on their helmets have multiple horns that represent status. They're not kings, they're the beings that we think of as the Anuna, our creators. In this depiction, you're seeing our two Anuna on either side passing rulership, kingship, to rule over us, to two different individuals. One of them is a king, and one of them is a priest. Now notice those two beings with the wings, they're passing this. You see that? What they're passing is the symbol of the pine cone. And in their hand, they have the handbag. Remember Pillar 43 at Göbekli Tepe? It's got the same handbag symbol below it. The Anuna, they know all. They know everything in the universe. They are more powerful than we can ever understand. They seem to somehow be related to creation. They're passing the pine cone behind the head, pineal gland. They're passing the knowledge to the king and the priest for how to rule over humanity.
Yo, I never actually knew that's what those depictions meant. I did know the pine cone was the pineal gland. I knew that thing, but I didn't know it was like a passing of torch type thing, or a passing of crowns, or passing of things. Oh my God, they just went from one king to another just to rule the humans the entire time. We were the prison planet the entire time. We were the slaves doing the work for the others, and then what? You call this freedom? Show me the freedom.
Holy shit. He said what?
I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. That's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. Man don't take it, man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying.
Bro, I think he's saying exactly what we're all thinking. Oh my God. Oh my God. They were literally doing, oh my God. No wonder he needed so much butt rest. Oh my God. Oh my God. Diddler's so crazy. That as more things come out since the trials, are they gonna, what's gonna happen? Why does he look like he aged like 20 years? Are we still sure it's the same guy? that's in the trial. I feel like they've already replaced him. I don't know. Something feels off.
Skywatcher. I watched a video of theirs on YouTube. I mean, it'll blow your mind. It's these military dudes that are their own private organization now, developed this technology that they call the dog whistle. Anytime they turn on the dog whistle, a UAP shows up.
It's like a calling beacon.
They have different classes of UAPs, and this is a little chart. So there's the Tetra, which is class 1, the Tic Tac class 2, Blob class 3, Beam class 4, Manta Ray class 5, Bright Star class 6, Jellyfish class 7, Hornet class 8, and then Egg class 9. It's always daylight too. They never summon them at night.
Even scarier.
Yeah, because they can better observe during the day.
So if the government's able to do that, there's no way they're not like saying, let's trap one.
But that's not even the government. This is their own company.
That's what I'm saying, but like the government has this information.
Yeah.
They're definitely catching these things, tricking or trapping or something.
I saw this. I'm like, how is no one's talking about this? This video, they're literally like, turn on the dog whistle, and they're like, yeah, there's class 1.
Dude, I do not want to see that in real life. Like, I'm way more okay with it being spooky than real.
It's so strange though that like this frequency, they said they have 100% success rate of it. As soon as they turn it on, they will see a UAP.
Yeah, it's not like you're just shot in the dark and they just show up every once in a while. Like this
Yeah.
is a literal communication system.
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of want to turn them all on. This has been my thing for quite some time. I just want to turn things on, all right? You stop it. Yeah, like what's going to happen? All the UAPs come back at the same time and then boom, we open a portal and we decide which one of the 9 ones we go through. Hey, does each one that you dog whistle, like, do they all open portals or do you just have to capture them? Or do they, like, what's the invitation in? Is it just like, oh, we see them in our dimension for a brief second and then go back to wherever they were? I have many questions. I just want to know. I kind of want to capture one.
Did they announce a crack in the firmament and include a picture? I'll let you guys be the judge. NASA and JPL say runaway pulsar fractures cosmic snake filament. And they say this is a radio image of this cosmic snake being fractured. But if you look, it just looks like a broken piece of glass. They're saying a speeding neutron star has likely fractured a massive cosmic filament near the center of our galaxy. To me, when they say filament, it's just them hiding the word firmament, but that's just me. Apparently, they first detected this because they were picking up on frequencies seeping through it. They're also saying that it's towards the center of the Milky Way, and that's exciting. This is my antique star map. So this is the Milky Way. Right about here is where they're saying that fracture is. That's also where the Cross constellation lies, and it just so happens to line up right with the Feast of Trumpets for this year. I personally think that the Milky Way is a scar in the firmament from when Jesus ascended, and I think that's how he's going to split the sky when he comes back. So if I'm correct, that means that this is starting to split. Go back to this 359 number. In the Hebrew, that word is a different version of the word ayil, which means trees or a grove. And this is significant because the Nephilim spirits would try to hide in massive oak trees. The reason I know this is because in different cultures' mythology, that was the case. In the Book of Enoch, the angels cut down the trees so that they couldn't hide before the flood. Bohemian is in the redwood forest for a reason. And here's the creek. A loosing, departure from this life. I don't know about you guys, but I've already been looking up for a while now, so this is exciting, I think.
Exciting is one word, devastating is another, because they're basically confirming the things the filament are the firmaments. I don't know, but they did look like glass shards the way that it was depicted. I mean, we all know the dome that we're under. Oh boy. In my current timeline, I'm a round earther and firmament believer. It's a thing. You stop it. You can't debate me. You can't change my opinion. You can try. Oh my God. I mean, what do you do? What was the snake part of this? Was there, I'm okay with the snakes not being there. I'm not a fan of snakes. Yeah, all snakes scare me.
Okay, this is actually really big news. So there's been some recent developments in theoretical physics, and now it's actually looking like we don't live in a simulation, at least not how we thought before. But if we do, we now know a little bit more about what's simulating us. I'll get back to that in a second. First, I'm going to use a little bit of computer science and physics jargon in this video. It's really not as complicated as it sounds, and it's actually pretty cool. Let's get to it. So you may have heard people say we live in a simulation or heard of something called the simulation hypothesis. And basically it was saying this: if we as humans are able to simulate a universe that's indistinguishable from ours, then the simulated minds in that universe will also be able to do the same thing and basically create an infinite chain of simulated universes. And if that's the case, the likelihood that we are in the base or the original reality becomes super low. So a lot of people use that as evidence to say we are living in a simulation. Now this is where it gets a little bit complicated. So in theoretical physics, the most efficient computer we could possibly create ever would be a black hole. I can make another video on that, but basically it's the upper limit of information density in our universe. We can actually determine the minimum amount of energy required to make a computation on that computer in relation to how much information it holds. And basically it's been determined that to simulate the entire universe for even the smallest unit of time would take way more energy than our universe has. Even to simulate just Earth at the lowest possible resolution, one that we couldn't detect with physics experiments, would take way more energy than we could ever get. This means that if we're being simulated, the universe simulating us is much different than ours. Like it might have more dimensions or way more energy or completely different laws of physics, which does cause the whole crux of the infinite chain of simulations to break down. However, there is still something called the minimal simulation hypothesis, which is now kind of more likely, and that's that the universe isn't simulated at all. It's just our consciousness or our minds that are simulated. And either it's just you being simulated, or we're all being simulated and reality isn't real, it's just kind of what we agree upon creating. And that actually would be supported by some physics experiments that have proved that the universe is not locally real, etc. But really cool to think about.
Yo, I have many questions. 1, is it makeup? 2, were you in a fight? 3, did you hit a door? Like, how did you get this? And then 4, is it makeup again? Sorry. Am I in a simulation? Am I not in a simulation? Hey, does it matter? Am I still gonna do the things? I'm still gonna do the things. Simulation or not, the goal is to win. I'm gonna win all of them.
Be deported until jurisdiction is more clearly determined. Walk us through your initial reaction to that court ruling. Do you feel like you and your team are in a good position to address this legally moving forward? Or what do you want to see happen next? Yes, I mean, look, this was a really important next step. Early this morning, the legal team filed an amended petition with the court, ultimately asking the court to send Rumessia back to Massachusetts immediately and to release her from custody. And just about an hour or so ago, we received a court.
Yo, I was trying to figure out how, like, can you even move your neck in, like, a way that it does? No, you can't. Like, how? I feel like I've seen this in compilations, but I never knew what it was. Like, I was like, maybe it's 100% could be a shapeshifter, or she has something going on with her neck that we need to figure out, or they're wearing a mask of sorts and the mask is coming off, and that's how we're seeing. Sorry, 100% reptilian. 100. Sorry.
It's crazy how oddly similar this show Severance is to the prison planet theory. Now, if you've never heard of the prison planet theory, this is your chance to swipe, because when I first started researching it a few years back, it kept me up at night. Like, I did not sleep those first couple of days because it kind of freaked me out. But basically, the fundamentals of the prison planet are this. Earth is a prison where humans are being farmed. What is being farmed is your energy, specifically your negative energy, which is called loosh. In the same way that we consume the energy of plants and animals so that we can sustain life, the prison planet theory states that there are interdimensional beings outside of us that need our energy to sustain their life. What's crazy is throughout history, there are many people that believe this. You could look at Gnostic Christianity, certain sects within Hinduism, Buddhism. What's crazier, though, is that there's modern, like, astral projectors, mediums, psychics, different people who have also confirmed that this is a prison planet. People who have had out-of-body experiences that say this is a prison planet. There was a book that I read that came from the Roswell incident where basically it was this suppressed information. There were aliens that were captured. They would speak to people telepathically, and some of the things they told them was how this planet is a prison planet, that reincarnation is a trap to keep you to come back so that it can farm your loosh. The whole premise is essentially that existence is programmed to suck, because that negative energy creates loosh, and that's what they are here to farm. That's why everything seems like it's programmed to suck for most of us. So what does it have to do with Severance? Well, first and foremost, you can look at the elevator. When he descends down, his brain is severed and he turns into his innie mind, where he loses all memories of the Audi. This is reincarnation. This is descending down into this realm. So in the show, they're all working for Lumen Industries, which represents these kind of like controlling factions of the prison planet. One name that people have said in the past, I believe it's the Gnostics, they call it the Archons, these aliens that are kind of like monitoring the prison. So Lumen Industries is this omnipresent controlling force, and it's really interesting because how they position them in this show is this like cult-like place. They treat their rules as like scripture. They hold their founder as this holy figure. Like it's super, super culty. Like they position the founder like God. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. But the Prison Planet also talks about how we're given false gods to worship to keep us distracted and to trick us into reincarnating again. They have a break room where if they break some rules, they have to sit down and they have to repeat things to kind of like recondition them. This is like the soul review and karmic punishment after you die, where you learn you need to come back and you're told you need to come back, so you come back. Their work is called the numbers game. It's a complete illusion. They have this illusion of purpose, which is a huge principle in the Prison Planet theory. And PD's reintegration, well, that's just spiritual awakening, reconnecting with the higher self. Kind of crazy to see the parallels. What do you think?
Kind of feel like the Prison Planet thing, but I don't know. Is it just negative energy? Can people break out of the Prison Planet thing? In my religion, it says you can get closer and closer to Nirvana. So if I'm not reincarnating, did I make it to Nirvana? Just trying to find out all the things, all right? But man, the Prison Planet thing actually makes sense, even with like the Sumerian things that we've learned, and even I kind of like the simulation. Can we go back to the minimal simulation? I don't like any of this, actually. This is scary. This is scary. I just come back and they just keep taking my energy and all the systems are just made to keep me down. No. Stop it. You stop it, Teddy. You're going to break out all of this. You're going to be the cockroach that lives forever and survives and wins everything. You'll see. We're going to do one more video to end them all.
If you chill an onion before cutting it, the cold temperature slows down the release of the irritating onion gas, making you cry less.
If you cut up garlic and leave it out for 15 minutes before you cook it, then the immune-supporting compound allicin has time to fully develop before it's applied to heat.
If you add a small pinch of salt to black coffee, then the salt blocks the bitterness receptors on your tongue, making the coffee taste way smoother and requiring less sugar.
If you put mushrooms in the sun for 20 minutes before you eat them, then they could absorb sunlight and become higher in vitamin D2.
If you eat yogurt after eating something spicy, then the casein protein from the yogurt helps to wash away the capsaicin from the spicy food and help cool that burning sensation.
If you put flour in the freezer for 2 days when you first buy it, then the cold temperature can kill some of the weevil bugs that can sometimes be living inside.
Guys, that yogurt thing is no joke. It 100% works. Trust me, I'm a bad Indian. I can't handle spice. So what I do, I still eat the spice, but then I chase it with yogurt. And it's like any yogurt. It's like instantly kills the spice in your stomach. You don't have no bad things happen. It's like, oh my God, I'm not going to have a bad day the next day. Everything's fine because the yogurt did the thing it was needed to do. It got rid of the spice, the capsicum, whatever it may be. I liked all these. I didn't know anything. I like the mushrooms ones the most. So I can just put any mushrooms and then just boom, vitamin D2 increase in just 20 minutes. That's wild. I got to do that the next time I take the mushrooms. All right. Guess what? You made it to the end. Hey, a lot of videos in this one. A lot of ones that really make you think whether, hey, are you in that simulation? Are you in that prison planet? Where are you? You don't worry about where you are. You just worry about getting that goon fix. There should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them to continue the goon fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Wake up.